What's up, mechanics? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Tool Tuesday here at Vim Tools headquarters. So, we managed to go back to back. We were
For the first time in a while.
We were skipping weeks for a little bit there. It got really crazy over here, but we're back in town.
Now, it's not to say we didn't go out of town, because we did. We just came back from
Formula One.
Miami.
Yep, we were there throughout the weekend. Got to see McLaren whoop that ass.
And for those of you who are F1 fans, I mean, what a start. That was a crazy first 15 laps. And then it was there's no catching him after he did that. What was it? Like, it was at one point he was 40 seconds ahead of the next person, which in Formula One is insane.
Yeah.
40 seconds is crazy.
What's the theory we have with Max Verstappen? That he just had a kid, so now he's being too cautious?
So all weekend I was telling people, I was like, it's not Max anymore. It's not his year. It's not his time anymore. In that sport, the risk of dying is so high that once I feel, again, this is all hypothetical, but I feel once you have a child, you go into that turn wheel to wheel with someone, you're like, you know what? There's now something else that I'm racing for, and I'm not dying today.
But like subconsciously, you're not thinking like, oh, let me slow down a little. But it's probably subconsciously affecting him for sure. He's not taking the risk that he used to.
Back when Alonso was, the guy, he actually said that in it was on the radio from the Formula One car. They asked him, like, well, why you took that turn so aggressively? How did you know he was going to back off? He goes, well, he has a kid at home. I don't. He said that, and he goes, I know he has a kid and a wife at home. He's backing up.
Yeah.
It's kind of a ballsy move, but it works.
Well, it was a great race.
It was.
We got back last night.
There's so much money spent that weekend. It is crazy. I don't know if any of you have seen the prices for like the Hard Rock Cabana area. Like a plate of nachos was like $180. It was insane.
T-shirts are $110. Hats are $65.
They know what's there. They know you're there. They know you're going to spend money.
Oh, and they sell out, so it's no problem.
It's crazy how much money. We went. There was a hat for $180. We went to Champs at the mall the next day and saw the same hat in the Champs store for $38.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But listen, obviously they know how to market their brand and how to make that money. So
yeah, there's stadium pricing, which is already expensive. You go to a football game, whatever, and then there's F1 pricing. Yeah, exactly. Totally different audience.
It's wild. They assume if you come from all over the world to watch, you're willing to pay a couple extra, percentages for some stuff. But whatever. That's besides the point. It was great. It was fun. It was a good weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed it if you did watch it.
Yeah. So getting into today, we have one new product for you and something that we want to bring back up. It was a new product last year, and it was really popular. It's still one of our best sellers. But we haven't talked about it here in a while, and we have a new display that we're going to be using at expos. So we figured it's a good opportunity to showcase how these work on camera. And we have another little surprise for you, too, actually. First, before we get into the products, keep an eye on our website the next 3 weeks or so. There's going to be a new page there, and it's just going to be a countdown, okay? It's going to be counting down to something. We're not going to give any information here, but keep an eye on the website because something exciting is coming very soon to Vim, and you'll see a little bit of information about that on our website, vimtools.com.
There you go.
But today, we're talking first about our ratcheting flare nut wrenches, the RFWs. We have 3 sets, RFW 100, RFW 150, and RFW 200. So if you haven't seen these before, they are ratcheting flare nut wrenches that bite on all 6 flats of a fastener, and they completely enclose around it. They overlap with themselves with this little tab at the end of the jaw. They open like such. They lock open so that you can get around lines. And when you come onto a fastener, there's a little tab on the inside. When you get onto a fastener, it'll automatically shut, but you can also just push it shut yourself. And so once you get onto a fastener and close around it, now you're biting on all 6 flats, and it's not going to expand over time because it impedes itself from doing so with this bottom jaw that overlaps. We're going to show you how they work in a second, but these, because they can slightly adjust in size, they will work on both metric and standard. You can see on some of them, like this one, the 14, perfectly will fit a 9/16. On some of these, there's no sizes marked just because they're not an exact match to the SAE equivalent, but they will work. And we have 3 different sets, like I was saying. The 100 goes from 8 to 14. The RFW 150 goes from 15 to 19. And then the 200 from 22 to 32. But
We got a decent amount of size ranges in them, and the reason, you've probably seen them before. We used to push them pretty hard, and they got very popular, and we stopped showing as much because they got so popular that we were out of stock for a while. We just kept getting inventory in to sell it right back out. So we didn't want to, show you here and then not have stock on it. And then about 6 months ago, we had these displays made so that we could get a little more professional with our demos, because we were using a 18 or 19 millimeter hex driver to demo this at shows, whereas this makes that a whole lot easier to explain.
okay, so we have a demo block. This is what we're going to be using at shows. If you come see us, check this out. But you'll use these on a breaker bar, an indexing breaker bar, so that you can use it at any angle you need, and I'll show you here in a second. But just to demo how you get onto a fastener and break it loose, you just open it up, come around your hose, lock onto a fastener, and bam, break it loose. And now, this one is finger tight, so you can loosen it with your fingers. But just to show you how a indexing breaker bar can make this even more accessible, is you put it at a 90-degree angle. Now I can come down into this space and break this loose. I can even ratchet back and forth in this tiny area without having to use some sort of socket that I'll have to continuously take out and reposition because there's a hose in the way of my ratchet.
So you guys get a better view of how it does ratchet. See, it's open, you go down, over the fastener, you push in, it's going to close itself so that you can easily ratchet back and tighten, ratchet back and tighten. Now, that little skip that you're seeing is not you can notice it's not the nut skipping. It's actually the pressure nut that is under it, the little pressure washer, to allow us to show you that it ratchets. So notice the nut isn't moving, the tool isn't skipping, it's just the nut making that noise.
Yeah, so you can easily ratchet back and forth quicker than you would with a wrench, going in there, coming out, repositioning, going in, coming out, repositioning. It's a really useful tool, and a lot of people have told us that it saved them a lot of time working in areas where they have to get around hoses and lines and things like that. So RFW 100, RFW 150, and RFW 200 are those three sets.
So we have anything you need in that size range.
Yeah.
Now, a new product that just hit our dock, it is now in stock, that we are excited to show you, is the RPT1, which is right over there. Why don't you bring that over here, Mikey? This guy right here, can you guess what it is? We've talked about it a couple times. Relay puller. The RPT1 is a relay puller. It stands for Relay Puller Tool 1. And as you guys know, everything in these cars are getting tighter and tighter. For instance, this is a nightmare, especially if you're doing them constantly all day. Especially these middle guys are a pain in the butt. And as you can see, this has two little fins here to make those relays super easy to pull out, and they are super thin and long so that you can get down into the relay. And this demo is made to show you just that. So if I were to come in just like this, grab and pull out, it is that easy. And I don't care how experienced you are, I understand some people can probably get these out with their hands. This is way easier. You cannot argue with me. This is way easier. So
we've added that now to our line of what we call finger pliers, and we have the fuse pullers, which were released about a month ago. Now we have the relay pullers. To add to the body clip pliers, the electrical disconnect pliers, and the fuel line disconnect pliers. So, and we're gonna have a set coming out pretty soon. I think we teased it here once before.
We have teased it, and there are some out in the street right now. The rest of them are on the way here. So if you are one of the few who are getting them, lucky you. If you are one who has them on order, they are coming. We are not going to show it until we have excess inventory here, which will be soon, but that is coming because I know a lot of people are asking to put it in a set. We have all of them in a set. You'll see that soon.
Yep.
Now that is the RFW 100, 150, 200, the RPT 1. That is all the product we have to tell you about today. But one thing that we do here is that when we show you products that aren't from our showroom, that we end up opening, and we don't leave in our showroom for whatever reason, Michael's too lazy to put them back, so I'm going to give them away. No, I'm kidding. We end up having older product that we open that instead of trying to put them back on the shelves, repackage them, I'd much rather somehow give that off to you guys for being, loyal to us and watching our show week after week, even when we miss weeks at a time. We do appreciate you guys as an audience. So this week we have a couple extra of the orange mini pry bars. That is the MPBO. These mini pry bars have been a crazy hot item. You guys love them. So we had these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 extra ones that were laying around, and I decided to get them away to you guys. So how I'm going to do that is anyone who places an order this week and just comments in their, just puts in the notes of their order, Tool Tuesday, comes back to this YouTube video and just comments order placed, will be automatically gifted one of these. But you have to be the first 8 to do so. So if you're planning on placing an order, place it quicker. You may be one of the people to get one of these mini pry bars. First 8 people are going to get them.
How many other colors do we have?
We do have 5. We have 5 separate colors of these pry bars. Obviously, we have them in a big display. We have them available in 6-packs for dealers. You can get them off a tool truck individually. We have them in blue, pink, purple, orange, and green. Obviously, you got to have the green. Square shank on them, as we've said, and we probably showed this, last week or the week before?
Like a month ago.
Yeah, square shank on them. People like the square shank a lot because they can use it to pry a little bit easier. The tapered end here so that it's not stuck in your front shirt pocket when you're just sliding in and out. The recessed magnet allows it to not get stuck on other things when you're leaning over an engine bay. The swivel clip that actually allows you to make it sit in your pocket without poking you right in the boob. There's a lot of features on this little guy that make it worth it. Not to mention the shaft being built all the way through the handle so that you're no longer worrying about a weak mini pry bar. And they do come with a lifetime warranty. So get yours off a tool truck, or if you place an order, be one of the first 8, get your orange one today. We are giving these away, but we also have a 2-pack available on the website that has a bent and a straight one. And it's currently the only way you can get a straight pry bar from us. But new colors of that will eventually be available. For now, that is all we have.
This was a short episode today. We only had a few things to go over. Next week, we'll be doing questions and some more new products.
And I don't know if anyone noticed, I have this little guy sitting with me today because we are coming out with, 10 new t-shirt designs?
Yes.
10 new t-shirt designs, 2 of which will incorporate this little guy. So if you're one of those who keep talking about the dogs and why the dogs aren't in the videos anymore, I better see you buy a shirt.
Now you can always have them on your t-shirt.
Hey, buddy.
All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week on the next episode of Tool Tuesday. Peace.